Hey everybody. So this week in Daf Yomi, we came across a Mishnah with a very, very important concept, a very important idea, that if this idea was adopted throughout the world, many, if not all of the conflicts would be solved. A very, very basic, fundamental notion. And it starts off and it tells us, let me get my big Gemara over here, regarding the first conflict between Cain and Abel. When Cain brought an offering and Abel brought an offering, Cain's was rejected, Abel's was accepted. Cain was very, very jealous, and he ended up killing his brother. And when God confronts him about it and finally exposes and shows, hey, I know exactly what happened, even though you tried to cover up and say, am I my brother's keeper? God says, Demei achicha tzoakim. The blood of your brother cries out to me. And the Talmud points out that it says, Ein omer dam achicha. It doesn't say singular, the blood of your brother, but demei, which is plural, the bloods of your brother. And the Talmud points out that based on this, Cain didn't just kill Abel, but he killed all his descendants as well. It wasn't just the one person that he destroyed. He destroyed everyone who would have come after him. And then it goes a little bit further, and it points out, in a similar vein, why Adam, why the first man was created. Why did God create one person? And then he brought Eve. Why didn't he create a collection? So they tell us, Lefichach nivra Adam yichidi, a man was created alone, to teach you, shekol hama'abed nefesh achat miYisrael, anyone who destroys, anyone who takes the life, one life of a Jew, ma'alei alav hakatuv ki'ilu ibed olam malei. It's as if he destroyed a whole world. If you take away one life, you destroy a whole world. And then it gives the converse, that anyone who's makayim nefesh, anyone who saves a life, it's as if they saved a whole world. So that's what the Talmud is saying, is that's why God created Adam, the very, very first man, singular, to get across this idea that if a person takes one life, they're destroying a whole world, because the whole world came from Adam. And if you save a life, you save a whole world, because the whole world came from Adam. And this all comes down to even earlier at the creation of man. God tells us in the Torah that man is created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God. Every human being is a world. Every human being has infinite worth. That's what we try and get across. That's what we Jewish people believe. This is what we've been teaching for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And this is the difference between Israel and Hamas. This is the difference between us and them. And this explains why it's such a disproportionate, the hostages being traded for so many thousands. You see, we Jewish people, based on this teaching and based on our tradition, we understand and we appreciate every human being has infinite worth. We understand that. We get that. Hamas, they don't think like that. They put civilians in front of themselves. When they go to war, they bury themselves and hide behind schools and hospitals and homes. And if thousands and thousands of people get killed for their fanatical ideas, so be it. They don't care. The same with Putin. The same with North Korea, as they're starting to now, those North Korean troops going to help Putin in Russia. And they're dying every day by the thousands. And the leaders don't care. They don't care, because they don't view humans the way we view humans. We see every person, as this Gemara explained, every person has infinite worth. Every person is a world. You take a life, you destroy a world. You build up a life, you build up a whole world. Simple, simple idea. If the world would adopt this simple idea, that's why I start off by saying, it would solve probably every conflict in the world, because everyone would see other human beings created in God's image, having infinite worth, having a whole world unto themselves. They wouldn't just be numbers. They wouldn't be cannon fodder. They wouldn't just be there to be disposed of for your egotistical or fanatical beliefs. And then you tag on, yeah, but they'll have eternity, they'll have a nice eternity. That's not the Jewish view. The Jewish view from get-go had always been, based on what we saw here in this Mishnah, every human being has infinite worth, is created in God's image, is a world unto themselves. And that's why we stress and take care of every life and are willing to bend over backwards and do ridiculous trades to get each and every human being, each and every Jew out of Gaza. The world doesn't get that. When they finally adopt this idea and learn from us, that's when we'll have world peace. Have a good Shabbat.